All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. You'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody is doing well today on this awesome Wednesday. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab pen and paper, let's take lots of notes. Let's make sure that we participate and engage. And as always, we want to make sure that we are starting our day off by taking massive action. And the action stands for accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome, setting yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trusting your education, strategy, trade skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right. So, good people, it's good to be back. It was an interesting week off as I was down in Houston for Afrotech. Um, awesome conference, awesome to be a part of. Um, and awesome to be able to support Blavity and their events. So, um, yeah, glad to be back. Glad to be back. Hope everybody's doing well. If everybody can hear me okay, drop me a one in the chat. Awesome. So, still getting caught up on some things. We got some changes happening between Ukraine and Russia. Um, you got the change in presidency moving forward, and things happening in the UK as well. So, let's hop over to trading economics and we'll take a look at things. All right. Remind me later. All right. So let me make sure I'm all up to date here. UK inflation rate rises above BOE target. Annual inflation rate in the UK went up to 2.3% in October, the highest in 6 months compared to 1.7 in September. This exceeded both the BOE's 2% target and the market expectation of 2.2%. Now, the largest upward contribution came from housing and household services, mainly electricity and gas, reflecting the rise of the um, Ofgem energy price cap. So inflation is back on the move in the UK, right? Um, we'll take a look at some of those pound pairs and see where things are. Then German producer prices fall at a softer pace. You had Japan export growth exceeding estimates. Let's take a look at this Germany real quick. Producer prices in Germany declined by 1.1% year on year, easing from a 1.4% fall in the previous month, and aligning with market expectation. This marks the 16th consecutive period of producer deflation, driven by a sharp drop in energy prices. With costs falling, breaks down the different sectors. Um, got it. Japan exports from Japan rose by 3.1% year on year to a 3 month peak in October, topping the market forecast of 2.2%. It's a big jump. While shifting from 1.7 fall the previous month, sales of others surged by 27.3%, boosted by scientific and optical instruments. Interesting. So exports in Japan increasing quite a bit. And then you had People's Bank of China holding the key rate steady. All right. So that's just a quick look at things, at new articles. Let's go over to the calendar. Ba, 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 ba. So yesterday we had CPI coming out of Canada above expectation. CPI above expectation for Canada, which should be interesting. Um, I'm starting to see some strength in the Canadian dollar. We'll see how this impacts things going forward. Then you have G20 meetings kicking off. Um, that's pretty much it there. There's your CPI number for the pound above the expectation. Core CPI at 3.3, also above the expectation. Later on today, you got President Lagarde speaking. You got FOMC member Barr speaking. You got crude oil inventories. And then tonight, you got Governor Ueda speaking out of the Bank of Japan. It'll be interesting to see what he has to say. And then tomorrow, Governor Bullock speaking. You got unemployment claims for the dollar, Philly Fed manufacturing, existing home sales, and then tons of Fed members coming to the microphone. So we'll continue to monitor things there. And then on Friday, we got retail sales, French flash manufacturing PMI, all your PMI numbers coming out of the Eurozone. President Lagarde speaking again. PMI numbers coming out of the Eurozone, PMI numbers coming out of the UK. Chairman Schlegel out of Switzerland coming to the microphone. Then we got core retail sales for Canada, flash PMI for the United States. Quite a bit on Friday. It'll be interesting to see how things move there. So that's where we are from a fundamental perspective. Um, any questions fundamentally? No, no, no. All right, cool deal. Yeah, I got you, Joy. Um, and then did I see Reese, happy birthday. Your birthday today? Did I see that correctly? Let's hop over to the charts. I'm not confirming that one. All right. Um, oh, it was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Reese. Um, cool, 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 cool. Hope you enjoyed your day, man. Um, so let's take a look at the dollar, good people. I'm still getting caught up, getting my bearings together, but we are, and I know Benny talked about this yesterday, DXY being up in the zone, right? Being up in the zone. Um, and we're pushing back to the upside. Now we got stochastic pushing down, so we got a little bit of divergence happening. So we could see a little bit more retracement happen in the dollar. We'll see, right? We broke a key level here on this push to the upside, and we came back and retested that level. Um, I love it. Love it. So let's see what happens with the DXY. We're pushing back to the upside now. We'll see how the day fares. If we do close bullish, we might see continued move along. So I'll keep my eyes on this to see where the DXY actually goes. This key level here at 107, we'll definitely have to keep our eyes on to see if we're able to break above that level, 107,023. Or do we hold that level, give us like a double top scenario, and then give us a retracement coming back down around this 105 zone, which was another key level that we broke through. So watching the DXY there to see how things move. Come down to the 4. We got an 80-20 there on the 4. So we definitely could be in for a continued move to the downside, but we might get like a double top, almost a double top scenario here as that 4-hour stochastic pushes back into the buy zone, back into the sell zone. Right. So retracement on those dollar pairs, and then look for those moves to potentially continue. We'll take a look at some of them as we move through the morning. But that's where we are on the DXY. Cool deal. Cool. So I want to take a look at, I want to take a look at some of these zero pairs. The joystick cat Swiss. We'll take a look at the cat Swiss first, and then I want to take a look at some of these zero pairs. Um, cat Swiss is in an interesting space. I know we got a lot of potential risk off situations coming in the near future, but this cat Swiss, we're sitting at still sitting at these all-time lows, just been hovering sideways. This is a monthly time frame. Trying to get bullish. We got stochastic pushing down into the buy zone here, right? You see, took a while for it to get down there, but we're pressing back down into the buy zone here. Let's see what happens as we move forward. The trend with war, as things escalate, you see potentially a spike in risk off activity, and then you see commodities kind of take hold again. So I'm actually looking for some bullish action to potentially come from this and see this start to move back to the upside. This is on the monthly time frame. Remember that. So as we continue to move down, you see we're starting to get that turnover on the week. Okay. Starting to get that turnover on the weekly. So that could also bode well for us as we're looking for potential moves to the upside in this CAD Swiss pair. Okay. Um, Potential move to the upside. Oh, I'm not going to leave that on there. We're just going to look at straight price action here. But starting to try to make that move to the upside, you gotta swing low here on the weekly, right there, right? And you see the push. So we could see this continue to move long. I'm gonna put a stochastic on this as well. The stochastic is in the sell zone, so you got a little mismatch on your higher time frames, which is all right. So maybe a pullback and a continuation. So we'll watch that from a longer time frame perspective there. So as you come down to the daily, right? Trying to get the swing low to form here. This candle here is your low. Stochastic pushing out of that sell zone. So we could see potentially a pullback here. Potentially another pullback come, right? For that weekly and daily to align in that buy zone on the monthly, and then potentially look for a move back to the upside. One Dolson, good morning, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope everything is well. Um, so we could see another move back down to the downside before continuation long here. Um, so let's watch this level, 63, 335. Um, Man, it's good to see you, Wendelson. So let's go down to I'm gonna bring this level down to the 4, right? And this is that range that we've been sitting in. Trying to break out of it, trying to get some movement, but we're running fib off just this low level here, right? Maybe we get a deeper retracement here, a low price, to get back long. We get action like that, I'll look for a buying opportunity down in the 618, 786 range on this CAD Swiss, and then see if we can get some buying opportunities to the upside as we try to move out of this lower range on the cat Swiss. Okay. Here on the, what level is this? This weekly and daily are the same. Okay. So it makes sense. So down on the one, got a nice 618 retracement. Strong bullish action here, right? Strong bullish action to the upside. 80-20 on the sub fib for that retracement, right? So that lines up with that 4-hour look for a potential move back down, and then a continuation long, right? Beautiful setup here. So there's some starting to move to the downside if you want to play that 820, or if you want to wait for a low price, come back down in the zone there. That's what I'm looking for here on this cat Swiss, right? We get a low price here. Definitely look for those buying opportunities back to the upside. Okay. So watch this one here over the coming days and see if we get that type of action. Questions on the cat Swiss? Nope. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Cool beans. That could be a nice opportunity over the long term. Um, Definitely could be a nice opportunity. Let's see. Just want to look at this here real quick and then we'll move on. Oh yeah. All right. Push down to that 118 level there is at all-time low. This is on the monthly time frame. So we could get some more back and forth here, but definitely going to look for upside movement at some point coming out of that 80-20 zone on the monthly. Yep. All right, cool. Euro Aussie. I've been talking about this one. Looking for this one to move out of the zone on the 4-hour and on the daily. And we got price coming back to the support level at 161. All right, started to move to the upside. It's pulled back. Now let's see if we can get price to turn back over and make its way to the upside. Okay, so that's on the daily. We got the swing lows to form. We got the pullback here. Now let's see if we can get long here. Coming down to the 4, still sitting in this deep retracement zone. We got an 8-6 retracement. Nice pullback. Stochastic in the buy zone here. So let's see if we can finally get some movement long on this one to take us where we want to go, right? To the matching extension here at 166, 149. Okay. Give me 1 second, everyone. Um, yeah, looking for price to continue to start to make its way to the upside here. Okay. Um 1 second, everyone. Okay. So looking for price to move to the upside there on the 4. Um, all right. So as we come down to the 1, right, trying to get out of that 80-20 zone. Right, so we started making our way to the upside, didn't get to that 382. Nice pullback. Now you see we're trying to turn over. So look for this one to continue moving to the upside for this 80-20 to ultimately play out. It's just taking its time, right? Just taking its time. So looking for that one to continue its move to the upside. Questions on The Euro Aussie. Oh, okay. Cool beans. Let me just set one thing here. Okay. All right. So that's the Euro Aussie. The Euro CAD. This one I've taken my eyes off a little bit, but been overall watching look for a move back down to the downside here. Right. And we're starting to get some bearish action. So on the monthly time frame, starting to get some bearish action. We'll see if we're able to gain some momentum as we close out the month, right? Then getting a pullback and a continuation down. So I'm looking for this to potentially come back down to at least this monthly support level here. Um, mm, 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 yeah, 141, 766, maybe even lower, right? Maybe we get 137, 293 out of this at some point. But looking to see how things move over the long term here. Coming to the weekly, right? You got an 80-20 here. All right, and this is that 141 level. Um, do we finally get a push, right? Because you see, we're trying to break this 147 level. We broke out of the consolidation, right? And retested that consolidation. Now, are we able to break out and really move down? At least getting here, but potentially even moving lower. So, watching this one to see if we have an opportunity for a longer term move. After a pullback on the lower time frame. So 80-20 on the weekly time frame. It's been here for a very, very, very long time. Okay. But do we start to get some CAD strength um, from multiple areas? Obviously, CPI is high. Do we get oil to start to make a move? Right. And do we see some momentum in the Canadian dollar? So watching to see if we get some of those things to line up here. Okay, so that's on the weekly. Come down to the daily, and you see here, right? We also have this 80-20. It's been in the zone for a very long time. See the breakout of the consolidation, pull back to retest the consolidation. So I'm looking to see, we got stochastic in the buy zone here, right? So do we get a move back to the upside, coming back to 149, 150 range? And then do we see a continuation to the downside? Okay, so that's the action that I'm looking to see if we get some confirmations on as we finish out the month um, and move into December and the beginning of the year. So that's on the daily time frame. Okay, you got a swing low to form there at this support level, right? So at least confirming this level as a low. Um, Confirming that level as a low, do we get a move back long, getting out of the buy zone on stochastic? Okay. So then coming down to the four, here you got your 80-20 on the four, right? And this idea kind of aligns up with this 80-20 play back to a deep retracement at 149, 150 range. And then do we see price turnover from there? So looking at this 80-20 on the buy side, looking for that move long here. And then we'll see where we are when we get back to high prices. Okay. So that's on the four. And you see this pullback here brought us right back into the sweet spot. So uh, nice buying opportunity here for this 80-20 on the Euro CAD. Okay. Then we come down to the one. Want to see. Yep, that one already took off on the 80-20 to the upside, and we're pulling back now. Cool. So pull that off. Just looking at it from the buy side right here, right? Price in a sweet spot on the one. Price in a sweet spot on the one, trying to make its move to the upside there. Okay. That's what I'm looking at. 80-20 on the four to the upside. Even after this nice pullback, looking for price to make its move higher. And then we'll see if we get an opportunity on the short side. Questions on the Euro CAD? Nope. Okay. Definitely watching that there. Yep, no doubt. No doubt, Joy. Euro Swissy. This is another Swiss pair that's down in some deep, dark, low ranges, right? And been down in these low ranges for quite some time. Okay. Um, see if I can get the right level here. Oh, because it doesn't have a swing low. So, or swing high. Boom. So fresh AB boundary here, all-time lows. Just been range bound here. Okay. Just been range bound here. So looking to see what happens. Right. It'll be interesting. Um, this one will be interesting because it could move the opposite of others. But do we see price start to make that move to the upside? Double bottom look here. Again, this is on the monthly time frame, so looking at some longer term ideas here, um, but do we start to make that move back to the upside against the Swissy? As we come down to the weekly, and that's the longer term fib overall. That day extension 77,375. Be interesting to see if we get there. Um, mm, mm, mm. Be interesting to see if we get there. Let's watch that level there. Got to break this low first. Okay. Got to break that monthly low first. So let's watch and see on the weekly time frame where things go. But just hovering in that zone. Okay. Let me put still potentially got some movement to the downside from a stochastic perspective. Got it. And that's on the monthly time frame. So again, longer term cycles, but potentially hanging out here a little bit longer and then see if we get an opportunity to move back to the upside. Okay. So coming down to the daily, we're sitting also in lower ranges. Okay. So our monthly low sitting at a 618 retracement, right? They've just been hovering at this level 93,308, not able to break that level, right? Tried to not able to break and close below that level. Tried a few times, but still hovering there. Daily stochastic is in the buy zone. Okay. So could still have some back and forth, still stay range bound a bit as we move into this wedge here, right? Trend line coming off the high. But as we get closer to the peak of this wedge, do we see that breakout and then that move along? So I'm watching this to see how it develops throughout the rest of the month, and see if we close out the month and get into the beginning of December with some potential bullish action out of this Euro Swiss to the upside here. Okay, so I'm watching this, letting it develop, um, but keeping my eye on this consolidation as things get a little bit tighter as we move through the month. Okay, so I just wanted to bring this one to our attention as we're just moving through our day. That we're in a key area and looking to see if things move from a fundamental perspective where we would need them to align with a potential bullish move coming out of this to the upside. Okay, so that's it on the 4. We got to an 8-6 retracement level here 2 times, right? And as we continue to move sideways, do we get that push? All right, so keep your eyes on this Euro Swissy from that perspective. And then here on the 1, you got a lot of back and forth happening. The larger fib overall, pull all these out, right? The larger fib overall, you got a 786 retracement, right? Here, again there, right? And so we could see this continue to bounce as it moves through this range. So just keep your eyes on it. Nothing doing right now, but keep your eyes on it for a potential move in the coming weeks to the upside on the Euro Swiss. Questions on this one? Longer term idea. Oh, okay. Cool deal. Skipping the Euro GBP, Euro Yen, starting to make that move back to the upside, right? Yeah, Joy. Not messing with that thing. Not messing with it at all. But this Euro Yen, right? Been a little wonky here, but trying to make its way back to the upside. Stochastic moving out of the buy zone on the daily time frame. All right, so look for this to continue moving long. I think we could even break this 166 level and head to around 174 or 175, right? So still think we got bullish action coming out. I'm sorry, bearish action coming out of the yens for a little while. We could see weakness in the yen and the Bank of Japan kind of stay in the middle until around February, March, April, right? Those yearly wage negotiations to see the impact of the ones from this year and then where they fall going into the next fiscal year. So we could see that the Bank of Japan kind of hold tight on interest rate increases until then. Um, so we could see, with that being said, we could see this move kind of continue, right, through the next few months to the upside. So my eyes are on this 174, 175 range. Okay. There's your capital fib on the daily, right? Um, so that's what I'm looking for. I don't know that we get to 178, right, to finish out this ABCD wave, but we could get to a high price and give somewhat of a double top and then see some action like that. All right. So that's kind of what my thoughts are on, and that's the yens across the board. But as we look at this euro yen, looking at that move to continue to the upside here. Okay. So as we come down to the 4, there's your ABCD wave there, 8-6 retracement. Nice bullish move. We haven't broken the cloud yet. So what we could see is a pullback before we get a continuation here. Right. You see us pushing, trying to break that cloud. But let's look for a pullback and then a continuation long like that. All right. We got a nice, if we were on a trend line, there'd be a nice trend line break there. Bullish action. Still waiting on this cloud to give us the twist there. And got stochastic in the sell zone also, right? So you could see that slow down a little bit before we continue moving long. Coming down to your 1, you got an 80-20 here. Okay. So let's look to see if we get it, right? And we got resistance here. Um, let's see if we get this pullback, give us somewhat of a crown pattern here. Whoops. See if we get some action like that. Okay. See if we get some action like that off this 80-20 low price and then get back long on the euro yen. So watch this 80-24 reversal in the short term and then look for a low price to get back long. Questions on the euro yen? Nope. All right. Cool deal. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. How are you, sir? Good morning, everybody.
I am doing well, man. Doing well. Things a little smoother today than yesterday.
Right, right. I hear you, man. How's the family?
They getting there. Logan gonna miss another day of school.
Yeah,
Um, Tasha feeling a little bit better, but still got some work on the immune system to do.
yeah, yeah. I know, man. I know it's a lot of people under the weather.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Yep.
sure. What's happening your way, man? Anything top of mind for you?
Nothing other than we've got uh when earnings season, we've got Nvidia earnings. That's always that's a major event. That's like the Super Bowl right now.
Yeah,
So we've got that
yeah,
coming up. It rallied 5%. Ahead of earnings. So some big expectations. So, the way the way they've been positioned with the analysts and investors is like they have to be a perfect company, man. Like the expectations are so high. Like, what was it last time? I think they forget how it went, but they pretty much came in overall, and the market still wasn't satisfied, and
right.
the stock corrected. So they've got I mean the expectations are super high, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that earnings call today, and then how the market reacts to the numbers, because Wall Street is super focused on that new what is that new Blackwell chip.
Yes,
Yeah, so that's what I'm looking at. Always paying attention, to those big earnings calls where it could be a major market mover overall. I saw that Walmart like continues. I have been tracking a Walmart play. Didn't get the deep correction that I wanted, but we had a target at 86. It smashed that on Walmart, so they continue to completely destroy earnings, like solid numbers. So that's all, man. Just really in that earnings season. I know you talked about it. It was front page where that UK inflation went above target. So
yes.
continues to be a little bit sticky, coming down overall, but a little bit sticky. But other than that, that's it, man. Just paying attention to these earnings reports with it on the stock side of things.
Gotcha, gotcha. I feel like I saw an article that said one of the analysts said Nvidia could increase by 50%.
I believe
Stock
it,
can increase
especially
by 50%.
yeah. I mean, um if they come in well over what are already some lofty expectations, I can see that happening. I can see that happening for sure. So it's a giant in the game.
It is for sure.
Yeah. So it's like right now as Nvidia goes, that sector goes is what it seems like, So yep, we
Yeah,
shall see. But that's it,
we
man. That's all
shall,
that's all
man.
I've got.
Cool deal, bro. Appreciate
Mhm.
you as always,
No doubt.
holding things down. Um, so before we wrap, we'll take a look at NVIDIA and see where it sits. Um, but that's where we are on the euro yen, then euro dollar. Talked about the DXY, sitting at high prices, pulling back a little bit, seeing where things go. Stochastic in the buy zone. Got the swing low to form here, trying to make its move back to the upside here, right? So do we get this to turn around and start to make that move to the upside and the DXY come back down, right? You'll see the DXY come back down. So watching this here from that perspective, this would be a new AB boundary like that, right? Do we see this retracement come? Okay. Do we see the dollar take a breather? Do we see this euro dollar move back to the upside for a little while? Okay. So coming down to the 4, 2 just hanging out here around this B boundary. I haven't got to 382. But I think there's potential if we do get that retracement on the dollar for us to get back to around 107. Right, 107, 587, that range. So we'll watch and see how things go. But do we get the dollar to turn back over and push back up? That's the question. Okay, so as we come down to the 1, and we do have a lot of central bank speakers coming on the microphone Thursday, Friday. So we'll watch and see. But here's your 80-20 there, right? We're pushing to that 118 and 127 zone and just slowly making higher lows. Right? Moving to the upside. So we got a nice pullback here. Are we able to make this push, break this level here? What is that? 105, 971. Are we to break that level? Continue moving to the upside. Okay, so looking bullish potentially on the euro dollar. Once you break out of the little range. Questions here?
Nope.
All right, cool deal. I'm gonna look at this pound CAD. It's starting to make a move down as well. Let's see. Stochastic in the buy zone, sitting at key level of support, right? Do we get pushed back to the upside? So we broke this key level of support here, came down. Do we come back and at least retest that level, right? So let's see if we get a swing low to form here on the daily on this pound CAD and give us this move back long. So as we come down to the 4, actually bring that down. There we go. Boom. There's your 80-20 on the 4, right? Similar to that Euro CAD, right? Do we get a move back long, putting us back into our sweet spot, and then what happens? Right? And then what happens? So looking for a move long here on this pound CAD, at least in the short term. And then as we get to a high price, we'll see if things start to shift in favor of the Canadian dollar. We'll watch and see how things develop from a fundamental perspective to see if they align for either pound weakness or Canadian dollar strength. So we'll keep our eyes there, but 80-20 to the upside here on the pound CAD. Okay. Come down to the 1. You also got your 80-20 here. Okay. So look for this move back to the upside here on this pound CAD. And then we'll see once we get the high prices where things are from a fundamental perspective. Okay. So we got 80-20 on the 1 and an 80-20 on the 4. You choose. Questions on the pound CAD?
Nope.
Okay. Cool deal. Pound yen, just like that euro yen, trying to make its way to the upside. I know we've been watching it. I know we've been talking about it, but looking for this to continue long as well, right? And similar to that euro yen, um, could see these high prices here again. 208, right? Maybe we push up to get to the D extension at 209, 341 on this one, but somewhat of a look like a double top, and then see if we get it move back down to the downside. So you've got some time on this move long here. Okay. So looking for that to continue. Come down to the 4, right? We already got a 50% retracement. Matching extension is here at 203, right? Inside of that a higher number of 208. So again, just looking for this to continue moving to the upside. We could get a pullback in the short term before we get this continuation, though, right? So watch as we get down to the one, we'll take a look at it, but watch for a pullback here and a low price for that action to continue. Okay. And here we are on the one, right? On the 1 week, you see the cloud break. Beautiful cloud break, right? We hit the D extension on the one. Now we'll look for a reset in the low price, right? Potentially retest the cloud, for that continuation long. Okay. So let's watch that here. You won't get a new fib to pop in here because you got your swing low to form and hit the D extension. So we may not get a new fib to form here before this retracement comes. So we'll watch for a low price to form. Okay. So just keep your eyes on that. On the daily, right? Don't this is today's just the first candle, so we need a second candle to close bullish there to give us the swing low. So we'll watch that development as well. If we develop that swing low, right, the stochastic in the buy zone, along with getting a low price here, right, we could see some nice action to the upside. Okay. So that's pound yen. Questions there? No. 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 All right. Cool deal. So we're watching that. Let's go over and take a look at NVIDIA. Moving long. Look at that. That's on a 1 hour time frame. Didn't get to that 382, but it's moving to the upside. Let's go to the daily. Look at that push. Stochastic pushing back down into the buy zone here. We definitely could see this continue to take off. Definitely could see it continue to take off, depending on those earnings. But you see, we broke this level here, came back to retest, consolidated a bit, and now we're trying to continue moving long. So I don't know that we don't see another high form here, right? Take out this high, continue moving long. So we'll watch that to see. We'll watch that to see. But with that stochastic getting lower in the zone, definitely looking for some more bullish action coming out of NVIDIA. Down on the 4, didn't get to that 382 level. but I don't know that we see it. I don't know that we see it. Oh, it's different. That's interesting. Candles are different there. So it's pre-market action. Pre-market action. That's what that is. So we could see that gap up on the 4. I got it. Um, Interesting. So the 4 hour isn't updated yet, but we could see some action to the upside there. Um, Based on the anticipation. 113.51. Great work, Joy. Joy is holding this since 113. So we're down in this range here. Beautiful. Beautiful. Said nice on that one. Said nice on that one. Yeah, we'll look for that to continue moving, man. Look for that to continue moving. Down on the 1. Some nice retracement and a move long. So that 4 hour chart is just mixed up because you got the bullish action here. Interesting. Um, yeah, so and we might get a pullback, right? Cloud hasn't twisted yet, so we might get a pullback. Guys to get in the sell zone there. Um, but I don't see it breaking the trend line unless those earnings just come out real wild. But looking for that to continue to track to the upside. Okay. Questions on NVIDIA? No. All right. And then is this the one that we're looking at? Is this the right chart? I know I was getting them mixed up. I think this is the right chart. I want to take a look at this natural gas. One of my I don't recall setting to take profit on this, but one of my one of my accounts to take profit was hit. So I just want to take a look to see
That's the
where I
chart
might.
in gas.
Perfect. Appreciate it. I just want to look to see where I might get an opportunity to get back into this. If I can get a low price. But let's see. Still low in the zone here on the daily, right? Stochastic is in the middle, but pushing long nonetheless, right? 8-6 retracement headed to the matching D extension. So maybe we get a D extension hit here on the sub fib on the daily. Whoops. All right, 8-6 retracement here. D extension there. That's where we're headed. And then maybe we get a reset here and get me a low price. I would like that a lot, a lot, a lot, a lot. If we get some action like that, give me a low price to be able to re-enter this. Because I didn't want, I didn't, I have it in my 2 other accounts also. I don't have a take profit set on those, and I didn't intend to setting a take profit on that one either. But here's some long-term positions that I'm looking for just to continue moving long. Looking at continue moving long. So um, definitely looking for that to continue moving to the upside. So that's on the daily. Let's come down to the 4. Just shy of a 618 retracement. So might be a longer term wish on a low price. Matching the extension is here, 352. Yeah. I might not get a low price here. What'd you think on this one, Benny? Continue move north.
Yeah, I've been tracking that one long. That's
Yeah.
when you look at seasonality, demand, things picking up. I think one of the things with that inflation in the UK was the energy, right?
It was. It
Yep.
was.
So I mean, we've had some members in the group, Jeremy, you know, Tyrone, other people, have been following this one pretty close for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. And my on the one that hit take profit, my entry was I had a pretty decent entry on it. Like I said, I don't remember putting a take profit level, but clearly I did. 289. So somewhere in this range.
On the 15th because my order didn't activate
Okay.
and I was looking for a fourth.
Yeah. Yeah. It was somewhere in here. Yep. Yep. So definitely tracking long. So I might wait for a pullback and retest to be boundary. That might be the low price that I get. And then look to take that to the upside because it's just tracking long for sure. For sure. I don't know if we get any deeper retracements on it. Wishful thinking, Ryan. Wishful thinking. All right, cool deal. So headed to the upside on nat gas. And we'll continue to track along. Questions? Questions on anything that we covered this morning? Yeah, they are. They are higher for sure. They are higher for sure. Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir.
All right, good people. We will be back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for this pre-New York session. You guys have a phenomenal day. Continue to be patient. Continue to be patient. Have a
Thank
great one,
you.
everybody. Peace.